Tonight, an Atlanta News First investigation has uncovered that the person arrested in yesterday's Peachtree Center food court shooting was awaiting trial for unrelated charges.
Well, Atlanta News First investigative reporter Andy Parati is here live at 5 to explain how the shooting may have been prevented, Andy.
Yeah, guys, before the shooting, Atlanta police arrested Jeremy Malone for multiple felonies more than 3 years ago. But according to court records we uncovered, his case never went to trial. Here's what we know. Police arrested possession of a knife during the commission of a felony and aggravated assault in April 2021. A judge set bond the next day and he was released a short time later. One of the conditions of the bond shows he wasn't allowed to carry any weapons. It took the Fulton County District Attorney's Office 2 years, 7 months to take his case to a grand jury, which indicted him this past December. Nearly 7 months later, he was arrested while still out on bond for the Peachtree Center shooting. This afternoon, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens shared his frustration.
Yesterday's tragic events reflected a breakdown in the criminal justice system and our social structures on multiple levels. We need our courts to be accountable and to make sure that individuals like these should receive the sentencing that they deserve, that reflects the harm and the nature of the violence that they can cause in our communities.
The delays in Malone's previous case is not an anomaly. Last year, Atlanta News First Investigates uncovered at least 13,000 people arrested for felonies, but not formally charged with crimes because their cases were not taken to grand juries. We reached out to District Attorney Fonnie Willis to respond to the delays in Malone's case, but did not hear back. She's previously told me cases can sometimes be delayed because her team needs to thoroughly investigate before recommending an indictment, something she claims her predecessor did not do. Andy Parati, Atlanta News First Investigates.
Andy, thank you.